Bonjour tout le monde! Okay, welcome to Tune of the Week. For this week we have a nice one. It's a turlutte Acadian, so it's a bit of mouth music from the great Acadian mouth music singer Benoît Benoît. Never was really recorded commercially, but he's in the archives in Quebec. And I learned this from André Marchand, so thanks André for taking the time to help me figure this out on the fiddle, since it's usually a bit of mouth music. Okay, turlutte Acadian de Benoît Benoît. It's in G minor, the best minor. Turlutte Acadienne de Benoît. Okay, so this tune, I called it a turlutte Acadienne, but it's actually, I forgot this, referred to more commonly as la Bouche Acadien. It doesn't have a name, so either way is just a way of talking about what kind of music it is. Turlutte is like lilting or diddling. La Bouche is just like mouth reel, so mouth music. It's just a way to say that this isn't really a tune for the fiddle, it's a tune for the mouth. The tunes... We find that in New Brunswick especially, and in the area that we're looking in, northeastern New Brunswick and the Acadian Peninsula, a lot of tunes are passed on by mouth music, often from women, from moms and families, and they pass it down. There's a great fiddler, Othar Turner, from out there who has a lot of great mouth music from his mom, as I recall. And this turlutte is from an Acadian singer called Benoît Benoît. I don't know why he has the same first and last name, but Benoît Benoît, and he was recorded in Tracadie, which is on the Acadian Peninsula. There's another great fiddler, Gilles who comes from there. Claude Austin is pretty close. Real kind of heartland of New Brunswick Acadian fiddling. And it's a really cool piece of mouth music that's in the archives at the Université of Laval in Quebec City. So a lot of Quebecois musicians have found it, and he's really popular in Quebecois folk music. There's a lot of great arrangements. It was on... I think it first came out because it was on this first Bottine album, Ya Ben du Changement. It's one of the first Bottine Sorion albums. I think it's the first one, actually. And André Marchand does the mouth music there. And I learned it from André Marchand. I was at Fiddle Tunes, and I begged him to help me figure this out on the fiddle because I loved it so much. I'd heard it with this group, who I really like, the Orange Tree. That's Gray Larson and André Marchand. They do a really neat arrangement of it. It's just gorgeous. So let's hear the original Benoît Benoît. I have it here it's on this album called Acadie et Québec. It's a real seminal, important album of Acadian and Quebecois music from the Laval archive. So let's hear what it sounds like when Benoît sings it. Benoît Benoît.
Un bon matin.
Nope. That's not it. Hold on one second. Okay. Sorry. So you can hear the fluidness of it. That's what makes it difficult to translate mouth music to the fiddle. There's a lot of fluidness. But one of my theories is that a lot of the syncopated rhythms in mouth music are actually in New Brunswick fiddling. A lot of these tunes we're finding in the Acadian Peninsula have really intense syncopation, and I think some of that comes from the fact that it's all been passed down in mouth music. And maybe it hints at an older style of New Brunswick fiddling, a New Brunswick Acadian fiddling, before Don Messer and the Down East stuff. It might hint at an older style that is a lot more raw and that has a lot more syncopation, that even might tie to the syncopation in Cajun fiddling. You know, the music went from New Brunswick and the Maritimes down to Louisiana where it became Cajun music, but they didn't bring fiddles. They only had their mouths to make the music. So I've always had a theory that the mouth music is like the key that ties together everything in this really beautiful, heavily syncopated kind of world of Acadian fiddling that we don't hear hardly at all anymore. That's my theory, at least. Let's hear another version. Here, I'll play, just for fun, I'll play the version from André Marchand, so you can hear André's singing. He's a wonderful Quebecois singer, one of the greats, and he has a really nice version of this. It's on this album, The Orange Tree, classic, one of the best albums in Quebec. The arrangements from Gray Larson's flute are amazing. So then another version that I really like, I thought I'd play real quick, is a really good album that came out, I think in 2021, from Cédric Dind-Lavoie. Really cool composer, and he took a lot, it's called Archive. He took a lot of recordings from the archives, some from Laval, other archives too, and he put these gorgeous arrangements around them. So he works with the original recording of Benoît Benoît, but he puts a beautiful, beautiful arrangement all around it. This album is a great album. I'm just skip into it a little bit. So you hear the arrangement now. Oh, actually, he has a picture of Benoît Benoît. I didn't know that. So that's Benoît. That's what Benoît Benoît right there from Tracadie in New Brunswick. So there you have it. I have a lot of theories about, in my mind, about what the mouth music, Acadian mouth music is and what it means to Acadians. This is certainly one of the great Acadian mouth music pieces, and it hasn't been arranged for the fiddle that I've heard before. It's been arranged for choir and everything, but it is fun on the fiddle, so I hope people get a chance to learn it and share some of the Acadian music from Benoît Benoît. Thanks, everyone. And I'll play it slow next so you can learn it yourself. Okay, I'm going to play it a little bit slower now so you can learn it. It's a weird tune. Obviously, it's a bit of turlutte, so it's not necessarily meant for the fiddle. It's a little funny, but it's really fun, actually, if you get the swing of it. It's got a lot of rhythm to it and a lot of droning. play a little bit slower maybe. It's all syncopated. So if you hear it a little bit faster, you hear the syncopation in the first part. When you hear the beat of my foot, you can hear the syncopation. Hear how much swing there is, and if you lean in the syncopation, it's really fun. I'll play a little bit slower if I can. I don't know how slow it goes. Do like a real double stop on that B flat. And a real kind of jump on that B. Kind of jump ahead of the beat. Like that weird ending. Okay, turlutte Acadien de Benoît. Thanks again to André Marchand for this tune.